Caleb Williams did not want to be a Chicago Bear. That's the talk around the town. That's really dig into that. I mean, the common denominator really is not so much Caleb, but it's his dad. You know, these reports, these rumors was going around, was wondering what was true, what was not. I always felt personally there was some truth to it, but it wasn't Caleb Williams. And I stand like that. And it looks like I'm right. As Caleb told his dad, look, I can be the guy to turn this franchise around. And this is where the flaws come in with that. This is where the not come in with that. Now, there's people who didn't want to be a Bears fan no more when they got rid of Justin. Mainly because of Justin. It wasn't so much that they didn't like Caleb, but they added on, but really because of Justin Fields. This is the thing with that one. Let me tell you, let me be honest about this one. The Bears has been that franchise quarterbacks go to die. We all can agree on that one. But Caleb isn't the first quarterback to do that. We all know about the Eli Manning situation. That's the one that really went down and really where everybody say poor than Eli. So we know how that goes. Remember, Chargers, Giants, y'all know what happened. You look at guys like Jim Kelly. He didn't want to go to his franchise. He didn't want to be a Bill. You look at other guys. We just seen it with Shedeur Sanders. He didn't want to go to the Browns. You know, with his dad more so. But we see how that goes. Not only did he end up with the Browns, but y'all seen my whole story on that whole thing, how that all went about. The NFL based. We ain't gonna talk about that one. We're gonna stick to the topic. Then you got Joe Burrow, who did not want to go to the Cincinnati Bengals. But look how that went. He saved that franchise. So, is it shocking to think Caleb wouldn't want to go to the Bears with their history and how they just did Justin Fields, support-wise and all this stuff? No. I mean, can you knock him? Can't knock him at all. But the thing is, Caleb is a competitor. He's going to look at that. The man cried after every loss. He's a competitor, bro. He's going to look at that, and that's what he did. You know what? I'm going to embrace this situation. I'm going to be the guy to change this thing around where his dad is looking at the benefit of his son. And some people might call it selfish because your dad is in your business and this, and that. But these guys, it's like, would you want your kid working at any old job? I wouldn't want my daughters working at any old job. I wouldn't want them doing anything. I don't want them mopping up Wendy's or any of that other stuff. I want them with a job that, you know, is going to take care of them, where they're going to, you know, so it's the same thing here. It's just there in front of millions. So can you really knock Carl Williams for feeling that way? In my opinion, absolutely not. You know, let's not argue about our history with the Bears. Are we happy to have them? Yes, our fans with common sense are. But are we blind to our history? No, we are not. So far, so thing. And, you know, I see he spoke on Shane Waldron. Can you really knock him for that? He said he questioned if he can get it done with Shane Waldron. Which, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Shane Waldron might have been solid. Then after we seen, shout out to bro, y'all know the wide receiver from Seattle who basically told us no. And then he just had a pretty damn good year afterwards. So, maybe, you know, they probably talked to each other. He probably could have told him, hey, look, check this out. It's a lot that comes into play with that one. But at the end of the day, Caleb is here. I'm happy. You know, I do believe, well, obviously we see the rumors. It's definitely holding some weight to it that he didn't. Even thought about going to the CFL. Can you imagine the viewership if Caleb Williams, with all the hype coming out, $10 million man already due to NIL would have went to the CFL League? That would have been talked about for years. So, you know, but at the end of the day, it worked out. He went to the Bears. Now, year one didn't quite go as planned. Caleb had a damn good year statistically as a rookie. But our success and him getting beat up, 68 sacks, wasn't the move. But, you know, year two, now we got a better coach. We're more supported. The roster is looking better, the roster as a whole. Yeah, we had talent last year, but the roster overall was kind of thin. But the roster building the right way. So, you know, I'm pretty sure Carl Williams basically let him know, like, look, y'all got to get it together. You know, as we've seen him publicly call out coaches. And that's what we need. Like I said, we don't need no bitches in this fan base. We need somebody that's going to be calling that stuff out if things ain't going right. You got to realize his son is the prize. He goes somewhere else, will be an absolute superstar. But we don't need to keep those stories. We don't need to keep talking about what a guy can do else. We need them to do this right here in Chicago. So that's my whole take, really, with the Caleb Williams thing. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but shout outs to Caleb for stepping up. And the Bears, Ryan Poles made it be known, look, we're drafting you anyway. So, you know, he could have pulled it, Eli, but Caleb was already all in, wanting to go to the Bears. So I love it. Glad he's here. Y'all know where I stand. Y'all, we ain't got to speak on it, but like, share, subscribe if you're new, and we out.